Hi all, welcome to E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Valancheri. I am Ruby from Department of English. Here I would like to introduce the great literary icon Kamala. After watching this video, I hope you will get a clear picture of her early life, literary career, personal life, and also about the awards she received. Of course, Kamala is a familiar name for all of us. She is an Indian poet from Kerala who wrote both in English and Malayalam. She was also known as Madhavikutty as she used to write with this pen name in Malayalam. In English, she wrote as Kamala. She was born in Punnakulam, it's a village in Kerala, on 31st March 1934 to V.M. Nair and Balamani Amma. Balamani Amma, her mother, she was also a great poet of Kerala. She was called as the poetess of motherhood. Like her mother, Kamala also excelled in writing. On account of her extensive contribution to poetry, she earned the label the mother of Indian English poetry. Her father was working in Calcutta, and her life and surroundings also translocated at its each stages. Though she loved the pure love and innocence of her village, she was compelled to settle back in Calcutta. And her missing and love for this Punnakulam as her nostalgic elements, it was set as the background of each of her works. At a very young age of 15, she got married and moved to Bombay. Her family and society demanded her to be the shadow of her man, but she wanted to break those predetermined systems. With her words, she tried to give a voice to the generation of women and inspired to assert their self. Kamala's love for writing started from a very young age. At the age of 8 itself, she started to write poems about her dolls who lost their heads. And after marriage, when some responsibilities dominated her talents, she fought to manage both in a good manner. When her family landed in a financial crisis, she started to work as a columnist in Malayalam Nadu. Even her father opposed her frank way of writing, but she was bold enough to write, or she continued writing her experiences on womanhood. Her readers criticized that she was breaking the existing views and the concepts of society, but she wrote frankly on her extramarital relationship with both men and women. She wrote with refreshing honesty on topics like love, lust, puberty, lesbian encounters, child marriage, female sexuality, and physical intimacy. She talked about the need of searching love outside its legal orbit. She wrote unapologetically about the things which conservative Kerala had boxed in for a long time. Let's have a look on her works. You can see her works here. Her major works are Nirmadalam Puttakalam, An Introduction, The Dance of Eunuchs, Neipayasam, and Kolad. You might have read these works as a part of your syllabus. In one of her earliest work, An Introduction, she expresses the resentment of being confined into a gender roles which was not her choice, and her strong desire to break them all. With her poems, she tried to give voice to a group of people, I will call them as women, who was considered as the commodity, not just like a human with same desires, emotions, or pain like men. Her first book of poetry, Summer in Calcutta, was a breath of fresh air in Indian English poetry. She underlined the love and its betrayal and the frustration after all in these books. The directness of her voice and the unconventional way of writing led to the comparison with Sylvia Plath. She talked about the independence of body and also of mind, when Indian poets were still governed by the 19th century diction, sentiments, and romanticized love. She realized her identity and understood the need of raising voice in a male-dominated society. We can't end her biography without mentioning Nirmadalam Puttakalam. It was a literary feast for her readers, and it bears the memories of her life. And Neipayasam, the most haunted story, in which she talks about the need of attention love and care of a mother and wife. Another touched work is Calicut. In this, a 8-year-old mischievous boy is remarking his 43-year-old mother, "Amma, you reminds me a goat. How painful it will be." It shows the sacrifices of a woman she had underwent while bringing up her family and her rewards for that. At the age of 42, she published a daring autobiography, Ente Katha. Later she translated it to English and titled as My Story. This autobiography shocked her Malayali readers and she faced a lot of criticism. On being asked why her story shocked her Malayali readers, she replied that they are just pretending to be shocked to prove their innocence. She believed she just wrote what had been happening for long years. Though she never formally associated with any feminist movements, her feminist views were very clear in her writings. Her courage, the rebellion in her, and her frankness dominated her works. Every action of her stirred controversy in her home state, but she continued to write openly about everything she felt. The speciality of her writing was she doesn't filter any thoughts or ideas of her. In a very particular stage of life, in midst of many rumors and lot of confusions, she converted to Islam and called herself as Kamala in late 1990s. Her critics marked this as a attention-seeking act, but she had her own explanations for her decisions. Next, have a look on her honors. Pen Asian Poetry Prize, Kerala Sahitya Academy Award, and she was shortlisted for the Nobel Prize in Literature 1984, Kendra Sahitya Academy Award for her collected poems in year 1985, Kerala State Film Award, Vailar Award, Muttathvarki Award and Ezhuthachan Award. To get a clear picture of her life, you may watch the biopic Army. It is directed by the Malayalam director Kamala. Though no one can portray one's life in its depth, this film may show you the path she tramped to an extent. Leaving all the magical powers of her fingertips, she left us on 31st May 2009 by introducing a new approach of writing and by evoking a generation with her self-exploring characters. That's all about her. Hope you have got a clear picture of Kamala Das. Thank you for watching.